Hey everyone, thank you for listening to another episode of Dan Tony Sports. My name is Dan Snyder, joined tonight so far by Tony Casper and Dan Beebe. How are you guys doing?
All right.
Wonderful.
Perfect. We are expecting Dan O'Shea to come in a little bit. We do have a lot to talk about tonight. Normally we talk college football and NFL. We're going to throw in a little Major League Baseball, seeing as how playoffs technically start today. But first, like always, pigskin poetry. How can I accurately describe this season when there seems to be no rhyme or reason? So damn crazy, I can't comprehend which teams are for real and which are pretend. In the AFC East, the Bills have the lead. Now, what other examples do you need? Week 4 has been one hell of a mess. Things are so much different than I would have guessed. The Cowboys' defense was putrid at times. They're as much of a problem as the Giants' O-line. College has been crazy in a similar way, and I much prefer to watch the students play. They have so much passion playing with heart. That's the best way to tell them apart. They're out there playing for love of the game. The NFL is all about money and fame. I think the college game is better. You might not agree. I don't like prima donnas, but hey, that's just me.
Yeah, I don't really... If we're going to get on the OBJ thing, I don't really care about it. I really don't. Like, had it cost more, like, we can get into that if you really want to, but it's just,
I wasn't singling out Odell Beckham. There's Antonio Brown.
Yeah, he threw his temper tantrum.
What's his name? Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams got his karma back tenfold, and I think he'll be all right. I hope he's all right, because that was a brutal hit.
They're expecting him to play against the Cowboys.
I'm kind of amazed. What was I going to say? No rhyme or reason is the best way you can put this.
Like, what's going on?
None of it made any sense. I was having a conversation because we didn't have a show last week, the week before. We were watching, and like I went and I started cooking something in the crock pot. I came back and I saw the scores. I was like, none of this makes sense to me. What's happening? I was baffled. Like I can write off Jacksonville, okay? I can get that. In London, of course, they're going to play well. But it was like that was the precursor for a whole week's worth of nonsense. And then we get into this week, and the nonsense ceases to stop.
Like, the best way that I can describe it is the Jets are 2-0 in the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What?
What? The Buffalo Bills have just beat the Denver Broncos and the Falcons back-to-back. And the last one being in Atlanta.
Yeah. Right?
A team that we thought was going to have to go through some growing pains with the new coach.
Didn't I say a couple weeks ago, it's really funny that the Bills are in this quote-unquote rebuilding stage, and yet they look like they're going to make the playoffs. Yeah, they have to rebuild to make the playoffs. But not rebuild for the future, rebuild for now. That's what's going on. They're rebuilding and living where they're building.
Good.
It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy.
It's been truly amazing. That defense is something else. And not to mention, given the players that they lost this offseason, for them to come back and be this good, I mean, this is just... It's more towards the head coach, in my opinion.
It's
amazing.
It's not all that crazy to believe, considering we just got a glimpse last season of something very similar. You get rid of Sammy Watkins, and what do you know? The Bills start playing better. Does that sound like the Lions? Calvin Johnson goes away, and then all of a sudden Matthew Stafford now doesn't feel like he has to throw to Calvin Johnson, and what do you know? The team's pretty complete.
It's an ego, yeah.
Yeah, well, you don't have to satisfy one person, that's for sure. I mean, that certainly helps the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, you can air the ball out, you can have a much more balanced offense at that point.
Which I think every team would like to have.
It's amazing, because, think about... the Bills have Jordan Matthews, good player, but they don't have anybody that really jumps off the page at you on offense.
LaShawn McCoy.
LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah, but I mean, he's been getting stopped. He hasn't been that.
Well, I mean, you
that
can't.
hot.
First off, you can't fault him against Denver. Denver's only giving up 50 yards per game to any of the teams they play on the ground.
And how many yards
So-
did they give up to Ezekiel Elliott?
Like 6.
8. On how
Yeah.
many carries? 9.
Yeah, well, let's be honest. Dallas had to kind of abandon the run game early in that game. It's not like they could really ride it on Zeke. And all of a sudden, Simeon came out, and they were like, oh, crap. This is going to be a different game.
Yeah, I believe I had said last season when I was talking with you, Tony, that I think Simeon is going to be a long-term solution for the Broncos. And everybody that I've said that to has laughed at me. I don't look so crazy now.
No.
No.
true.
Simeon's looking pretty good.
Matthews is hurt, by the way. He's out. For
Yeah,
the next
he is
month,
now.
which
Yeah.
It hurts.
Which, I mean, he was injured first day of practice when he got to the Bills, but it wasn't. Is it something? Did he retweak that? Did it expose it?
I think it's his thumb. So I think he's expected to be back in full health in a month.
I was just curious because I think, because obviously you can see players going for certain things when they know they're hurt. I mean, like, how many times have players been trying to ankle tackle OBJ this season? Like, nobody tries to ankle tackle OBJ. They're like, oh, his ankle hurts? Get him at the ankles.
Yep.
That's what I'd do.
Well, yeah, that's how this league works.
It's
Apparently.
a copycat league.
Yeah,
One person does something effective, everyone else is going to do it.
that's true. That's true.
As we are joined by Dan O'Shea.
Yes.
How's it going, Mr. O'Shea?
Oh, it's lovely.
I like how we didn't even introduce him. He just jumps in. Like, everybody else that's listening, hey, by the way, again, who's that guy?
Right. So last week we didn't have an episode.
Right.
We had the mini episode because I was on vacation, me being the selfish prick I am.
How dare you go on vacation?
You know
How
what?
dare I?
I think we can all give you that pass.
Yeah, did a little bit of research. I went to Lake Placid, went to the Olympic Village and all that. So
Okay.
that's sports related.
All right.
Went to Salem, witch hunts, kind of sports related.
So you went and checked out the ice rink and everything?
Yeah, I got pictures of the Herb Brooks Arena. I can actually post some of the photos to our Facebook and Twitter because it's real nice. Although there was some random game going on in the Herb Brooks Arena. I mean, how dare they play where the Miracle on Ice was played?
Use a rink that's filled with ice for hockey.
How dare they?
Reserve.
How dare they?
Was it a confidence game or was it?
No, it was like some minor league. Some minor league hockey team or something like that. Some local rec teams, something. People that I've never heard of, and they were performing for a crowd of like 9. So, and 2 of them were me and Christine, who just wanted some photos and left. But
Hey, they'll take those 2 extra.
yeah, but we they will definitely. We also went to Cape Cod. It was lovely. Not so much actually. Cape Cod's not as nice as people think.
It's probably what you expect. It's what you should expect. And if you're expecting anything more, then your expectations are too high.
Well, let's just say this. I will never be spending the night in West Yarmouth again. Never. Place is terrible. The best part about Cape Cod, 2 things. One, I got a sandwich in a town called Sandwich, which is pretty cool. And there was a Chick-fil-A.
I've passed through the town of Sandwich.
There was a Chick-fil-A 5 minutes from my hotel room.
And that's it.
So I got Chick-fil-A twice.
I can't say I blame you on the Chick-fil-A twice.
So good. Their breakfast is phenomenal.
I've never had the breakfast.
I got
I've had
the-
them one time in my life.
I got the hash brown
Northeastern
scramble
problems.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is, the breakfast scramble with the sausage instead of the chicken. It was really good.
Sounds
So-
delicious.
Not that we're sponsored by Chick-fil-A or anything.
I would happily
We are
be
open to
sponsored
it.
by
We are open
Chick-fil-A,
to it.
if possible. Yes,
Just send
a
us
million
free,
times yes.
frozen Chick-fil-A. I'll heat it up
Yeah,
myself.
just freeze dry it and send it to us. We'll take it. Quick shout out. What was that?
Box of patties, sure.
Yeah, definitely. Quick shout out to Not a Clue Podcast. They're hitting us up on the chat saying Lake Placid is a great area. Yeah, I went to Lake Placid the day after we went to visit Not a Clue podcast.
That was an awesome show.
Wasn't it? It was so much fun. So much fun.
I was telling Dan, actually, when I went out Saturday night, run a few errands I had on my car radio.
It was great. Great time. They're a lot of fun to be around. I mean, I can't wait for them to come to us because that's going to be one awesome time.
Triple DT.
Of course. All right, so let's get into what we were going to talk about. First, that's going to be Major League Baseball. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but playoffs are starting right now.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, about
40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're getting everything ready to go. I mean, this is the start pretty much right now.
I mean, compared to the 180 games, it's right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it counts. It's...
Tonight we have the New York Spankies taking on the Minnesota Twins. I don't think it's even going to be close. I think the Yankees are going to crush them.
I would hope so.
So that got me thinking about our little discussion earlier in the year. Dan O'Shea, you weren't here for that. But we made our predictions for who's going to be in the World Series. I'm just going to go over them again. Tony, you have the Dodgers and the Astros. All right. Dan Beebe, you had the Nationals and the Yankees. Chuckles, who's conspicuously missing for the past month and a half.
Yeah, we'll find him.
He had Dodgers and Yankees. I have the Diamondbacks and Yankees. So, Dan O'Shea, do you have a prediction for who's going to be in the World Series?
Not currently.
Okay.
I am just starting to pay attention to baseball now that it's playoffs. I'm not a big baseball fan. Although, I'm trying to watch more of it, as I do enjoy most sports, but it is my least followed sport.
Even more than soccer?
Well, I don't consider soccer a sport.
So. What tree do you come from? Because that's some serious shade. We're gonna give everyone a chance here to update your predictions. Dan Beebe, do you still think it's gonna be Nationals and Yankees in the World Series?
Honestly, I don't. Should I give you?
Yeah, who you got?
Let's go. Just because I'm anxious to see, I want to see Dodgers, and let's see how the Indians run.
Dodgers, Indians.
Let's see if they. Yeah.
All right, Tony.
I'm sticking with what I got.
Sticking with Dodgers, Astros. All right.
The Cubs are back there, but I don't think they have enough to get over the top.
Since Chuckles isn't here, he's going Giants versus the Expos.
How about the Mets?
Well, first of all,
you got the Giants. Okay. Yeah.
Expos aren't even a team anymore. Right. Second of all, they were National League anyways.
How about the the American League Brewers back in the day?
Yep.
From the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's actually going to be a triple threat match with Seth Rollins.
It makes sense. That adds up.
We got Giants, the New York Giants, that is. NYG.
I heard Seth Rollins is a avid Baltimore Orioles fan, I thought.
Oh.
I heard, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
I don't know Seth Rollins' baseball affiliation.
I don't know. But
I don't know much about Seth Rollins, and I'd be shocked if I knew that fact.
Chuckles is picking in a triple threat match Seth Rollins versus the New York Giants football team and the Montreal Expos. Brilliant. And I'm sticking with Diamondbacks Yankees. I considered switching over to the Indians, but I'm going to stick with the Yankees. All right. Crazy that the season is over, but not crazy because it feels like it was forever ago that we did that episode. Fun episode to listen to, by the way, number 17, if you're looking for a good one. Number 17, I re-listened to it today. Awesome. Tony yelled at me a lot.
It was very exciting.
Yes, you did. We fought a lot about.
I absolutely.
I might have to go back and
about Oklahoma State.
Yes. Furthermore,
here we go again, round 2.
By the way, they beat Pitt. You had said in that they would not beat Pitt.
okay.
You said,
well, they beat Pitt, all right, but they still went down. All right, they went down to TCU, which is a better team than I thought TCU was going to be this year. I
Me
did
too.
not see that coming. And they did have a tough time against Texas Tech. That was not easy. I thought they should have actually manhandled them and bounced back.
Yeah. Can we come to an agreement that Oklahoma State is